We are joined by Florida State coach Mike Norvell, and this is a very interesting day for you, Mike, because this is a stat that I saw on War Chant that I had not realized. This is the most top 200 recruits that Florida State has signed out of high school since 2016. This build you've been on, it feels like it took a while to get to this point, but now people have seen what you can do, and it feels like they're wanting to jump on board.
No, I mean it's been it's a great class first off, and just so excited about the guys that have come into the program, and one thing to turn on film and watch the way that they can play, all the highlights and the abilities. It's another thing to get to know the young men. And this has truly been a class that's been 4 years in the making. From coming in, starting to build the relationships at a foundational level. We faced some challenges with COVID and not being able to go and really be in high schools there for the first year and a half. That we were here, but when you sit there and you look at it, we wanted to have a great emphasis and to be able to really kind of make a statement with the state of Florida, with the state of Georgia, to have 17 of our 21 signees, some of the best and the brightest in the country out of those two states. I mean, it's really exciting for us, and I think we've got a great group of playmakers and incredible young men coming here to Tallahassee.
And to get these guys to believe, to show them the proof of concept, I know you had to work in the transfer portal, but you've always wanted to build through the high school ranks. Does it feel like you're now getting that foundation that you want in the program?
Absolutely. And, for us, it's about finding the right fit. And I know I've said that for the last few years, but ultimately it's about, addressing the needs that we have. We always want to be able to start, there at the high school level and finding the right guys. And I think when you look at this last year, I mean, we had 25 all conference players, and it's most ever in Florida State history. And, right around half of them were guys that have developed through the high school ranks. And then, the other half were guys that have come through the transfer portal. So we found a good balance and a good mix. And, now coming into this year's, signing class, these have been guys that we've identified that built relationships, guys that, have watched this program grow, and they're some of the best at their position within the country. And then they're coming to be a part of what has been built. And, obviously we're excited about where they're going to continue to help this program to go.
So the quarterback in this class, Luke Cronk, he committed to you almost 2 years ago. So, and I know you fended off a late charge from some folks here in the last few days and weeks. How does that work when you've had that guy saying, I'm here, and then all of a sudden everybody's trying to at the last minute pry him away?
Well, I mean, we identified some great, characteristics about him early. He was actually committed to us before he ever started a high school game. But wow. Sophomore year started as a receiver and defensive back there for his program. They had a really good quarterback that was there his sophomore year, and he was waiting for his opportunity. Now he'd come to camps, we got to see him work, but I believed in the young man. I believed in all that he would grow to become, and now his first year as a starting quarterback, won a state championship, and then just continued to develop to what I believe is the best quarterback in the country. And just, but he's about all the right things. And, he's been a wonderful leader for this class that's coming together, but, so excited about what he's going to bring, to our football program, on and off the field.
How do you make that decision to offer when you've seen a guy in camp, but he's young, maybe he's waiting behind a really good player at his high school, and you haven't seen him start the high school game yet? Is it just the traits and having talked to him? Is that what says, okay, we can make this offer?
Yeah, and I've got my beliefs in what it takes to win, what it takes to be successful, and he had started games, just not at that position, and he got a chance to play quite a bit, even in a backup role. But I truly knew that when the opportunity was his, what it would look like, and he's just continued to get better, and he's played himself into exactly what I thought he would be.
And Charles Lester from Venice on the west coast of Florida, a long corner, big position of need, big value. I mean, everybody needs good corners, but what was it about him that really attracted you?
I mean, he's a game changer, and he's got an incredible spirit. He's got unbelievable athletic ability. Just with what he can do. His ball skills, his speed, his change of direction. You really the mindset. He's one of the smartest football players that I've recruited. Coming out of the high school ranks, and I think he's got a chance to be the total package. That's been a recruitment that's been over 3 years. Of building that relationship, and just so excited about where he can go. And yes, you mentioned the position of need. I think we hit a home run in our defensive back class. We have signed 4 DBs that have such great versatility and athletic ability. But really, I think that's going to be a special group as we're moving forward.
So you mentioned yesterday that you're still struggling with what happened with the college football playoff, and dealing with it. I can't imagine how you address the players, how you deal with that. But do recruits ask about that? Have you had to address that with these high school players before they signed?
No, I mean, as you sit there and you watch, I mean, there's for all the things, and obviously the national spotlight that has been put on that. I mean, our guys, we controlled what we could control, and it was unfortunate that we had a great player that went down with injury, but I think it showed the heart and the character of this team and how we responded around great adversity, and that's what these guys want to be a part of. Obviously they have all the ability in the world, and being able to come into a program that's going to showcase their skills and talents on and off the field, and an opportunity to go and compete for a national championship, and to be able to continue to take those steps is something that they're all excited about. And so it really didn't obviously it was talked about, but it wasn't something that was ever a point of contention.
So you've talked a lot about the culture you want to build, and that you're looking for a certain kind of person. How good of an advertisement was it to future players that you might be recruiting, the way your guys rallied after Jordan got hurt, the way you played in that ACC championship game?
No, I mean it showcased the heart and the identity of who we are, and anybody can say the right things when they feel good, or when things are going going well. But when you face real adversity, I always tell our players and tell recruits. I mean, you get a sense of the character by the response. You see the true core of what a program's about, and we did what was necessary, and that was all. I'll forever be proud of this football team. I mean, we faced great adversity, great challenge. Plenty of people doubted that what we could do and how it could be done, but they just continue to answer the call. And I think that's something that has recruits and everybody around watching Florida State, I mean, excited for where we're headed.
So you got a few more decisions that you're still waiting on. Obviously, you can't talk about anybody till they've actually signed. But what is it like when you get to into the afternoon, into the early evening on signing day, and there's still some names out there, some maybe that weren't in your class that you think maybe you still got a shot at?
Well, I mean, it's usually a long day on signing day, and we've got a great sense of kind of where we are. But obviously, there's always the sometimes, or I say always, the unexpected. Sometimes works in a good way, sometimes works in a bad way. So you be true to who you are. I mean, obviously these gray hairs are well earned, and I think when you look through the previous signing days, it is a celebration, because the guys that are coming in are gonna come in and leave their mark on the program. And for the previous 3 years here at Florida State, all those guys helped build what was a 13-0 ACC championship team, and I believe the guys coming in this class are going to continue to help elevate us to a whole new level.
And as you wait on this and try to figure how much math do you have to do in terms of what you're also doing simultaneously in the transfer portal? Because I don't know that anybody's handled the transfer portal better than you guys over the last few years. But how do you make those decisions of, okay, maybe we want to chase this guy, or maybe we want to hold this scholarship back in case there's somebody we want in the portal?
Yeah, it's always about finding that fit, and we'll continue to evaluate that. There might be a position or two where we can add experience or competition that's going to help our football team, but you're never gonna sacrifice what we have for something that doesn't fit or isn't a big need at any of those positions. And so I think that's one of the things we stay true to over the years, and it's worked at a very high level. And looking forward to wherever that leads us here going into this next season.
Well, Mike, thank you so much, and good luck in the Orange Bowl.
Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you, and go Noles.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.